Should my heart feel lonely and all for my heaven home when Jesus is my portion. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Why should I feel discouraged? Anybody been going through?
Amen.
And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and all for my heaven home when Jesus is my portion of constant free is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He Anybody sing when you get happy? I sing because I am free. He's on the Thank you now for this moment in time where we're able to come and share your word. Thank you for watching over us. If you take care of lilies of the fields, birds of the air, we are confident that you will take care of us. We sing because we're happy. We sing because we're free. Thank God your eyes are on the sparrow, and we know you watch over us. Have your way in this place tonight.
Yes, Lord.
Bless who you want to bless.
Please, Jesus.
Touch who you want to touch.
Yes, Lord.
Heal Heal who you want to heal. Deliver who you want to deliver. Inspire who you want to inspire. And when it's all said and done, you get the glory, the honor, and the praise. And all the people of God shouted and said, amen. He is worthy to be praised. Worthy to be praised. Last night we talked to you from John chapter 11 verse 35. It says, then Jesus wept. Preached about I'm going through it with you. Tonight I want to call your attention to a book of the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1. And I want to focus on verse 31 tonight. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 31. There is a word from the Lord. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 31. When you find it, if you'd be so kind to stand on your feet. I'm actually reading from the English Standard Version of the Bible for the sake of gifting clarity to this text. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 31. And the word of the Lord reads thusly. And in the wilderness, where you have seen how the Lord your God carried you, as a man carries his son, all the way that you went until you came to this place. I want you to hear that. And in the wilderness, where you have seen how the Lord your God carried you, as a man carries his son, all the way that you went until you came to this place. I want to use for a theme tonight 3 words. You've been carried. You've been carried. For sub-theme, I want to use the words, he kept his arms around me. Amen. He kept his arms around me. My brothers and sisters, those 2 powerful declarations embedded within the theme and the sub-theme really are sufficient enough for me to give the benediction and take my seat, because when you know that you have been carried by the Lord, and when you understand that God has kept his arms around you, it ought to take you to a great place of comfort. I never knew how much the Lord really loved me, brother preachers, until I began to probe his word. And this focus verse for tonight arrested my attention because it paints a very clear picture of how caring and how nurturing our God has been towards us. Amen. The sub-theme further portrays how the Lord has literally taken his arms and wrapped them around us in times where we really needed to be caressed. Amen. Without a doubt, most of us can testify that there have been so many times in our lives where we did not feel like going on. But the Lord wrapped his loving arms around us to give us the assurance that no matter what we were going through, everything was going to be all right. Amen. And in a world where so many people don't feel loved, and in a world where so many people don't feel valued, It's just good to know that the Lord still loves us.
Amen.
Somebody shout, he still loves me.
He still loves me.
Tonight I have the awesome task of reminding you that the only reason you're standing is not because of how smart you are. It is not because of your ingenuity. It's not because of your ability to maneuver your way through this life. It is not because of how creative you have been. But the only reason that you're standing is because the Lord carried you. My brothers and sisters, life would have consumed you, problems would have overwhelmed you, troubles would have devoured you, disappointments would have discouraged you, and the turbulence of life would have broken you. However, through the roughest of times, the Lord carried you. And if we really want to shout about something, or if I really wanted to shout you at this point, all I would have to do, Sharon, is do roll call of all that he has carried you through, and every believer in this church tonight would go for broke giving God praise.
Amen.
However, I need to deal with the historical setting of the text before we get to our shouting station so that you will understand what you're shouting about. Nothing wrong with shouting, but you ought to at least have a reason why you're shouting and giving God praise. When you look at Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 26 through 28, within these verses you will find that it is a case where the children of Israel are actually rebelling against the Lord. Verse number 26, the word declares that the children of Israel refused to go into the promised land and take possession of what God had promised them because they were so busy questioning God until they were no longer trusting God. Let me say that again for somebody who may have missed it. The children of Israel were so busy questioning what God was up to until they no longer trusted him at his word. And I hear the Lord saying in the backdrop of our lives, just trust me. Can I tell you that God has been so gracious towards us just as he was gracious towards the children of Israel, but they were now being forced to trust him in uncharted territory.
Amen.
Verse 27, Moses brought it to the attention of the children of Israel that they had believed the report of men over the promises of God. And my brothers and sisters, it's so easy to start looking at the nature of our circumstances and caving into the report of the naysayers instead of clinging to the promises of God. Such was the case in our text for tonight, because even though the Lord had said to his folk, the promised land is at your fingertip, they said, we can't conquer it because we believe not what you have said, but we believe the report of the spy. I want you to listen very carefully before I get to the heart of our text at the complaints of the children of Israel, because they were murmuring simply because they had to deal with some challenges. They were murmuring because they ran into some obstacles. They were complaining because life was not a flowery bed of ease. They were complaining because in their minds the Lord had brought them out of Egypt only to get them slaughtered by the Amorites. They were complaining because they did not know how they were going to defeat their enemies. They were complaining because they felt that they could not penetrate the land that they had been promised. They were complaining because they saw giant-sized problems and not a problem-solving God.
All right.
And I need to say that to somebody who's going through something in your life. I don't care how big your problem is. I don't care how difficult your circumstances are. I don't care what the devil has said. I don't care what the naysayers are saying. I don't care what the enemy has said. If God has spoken something, you can count on it. It will come to pass.
Amen.
Here in the text tonight, the children of Israel were literally accusing God of setting them them up for failure. They were accusing God of treating them like abandoned stepchildren simply because everything was not going their way. And so I need to let us in on a little secret tonight, because if you live long enough, you will discover that life is not always going to work out the way that you have envisioned it.
Amen.
Let me replay that for 2 or 3 folk. If you live long enough, you will discover that there are going to be some upsets in life, that there are going to be some disappointments in life. You will discover that no matter how well planned you thought things were, every now and then there will be some curveballs thrown in your plans. But you can't stop trusting God just because stuff seems to be out of control.
Amen.
You've got to learn to trust God even when you can't trace him, because God is still at work within your life. And so even being a child of God, you're going to hit some rough spots along the journey called life. Can somebody just shout, "I've lived to see it"?
I've lived to see it.
I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right church. I've lived to see it. Pastor Wood, you're not talking to somebody who doesn't understand it, because I've lived through some of those moments where I thought everything was working out the way that I desired for it to work out, and all of a sudden my world turned upside down. If you read the rest of Deuteronomy chapter 1 verses 34 through 46, you will discover that the disbelief of the children of Israel caused the Lord to shut them out of the promised land that had been earmarked for them, and they prevented themselves. They prevented themselves from getting what God had in store for them.
Well,
my brothers and sisters, whatever you do, don't shut the door on the promised blessings that are due to you because of your lack of faith. If God has spoken it, you can run with it. Somebody say, run with what he promised.
run with what he promised.
The text tonight is a reminder of how we can focus so much of our attention on the negatives of life until we forget to pause and praise God for all the positive things that are happening within our lives. Can I work the text tonight? Listen, permit me to say in advance, I know you've been through the fire. I know it's been rough for you. I know you've shed some tears. I know you've been broken. I know you've been tested. I know you've suffered some losses. I know that you've undergone some attacks. I know that you've been sick in your body. I know that some of y'all have grieved this year. I know the devil tried to kill you. I know the enemy tried to steal your joy. I know you almost gave up. I know you thought you were going to lose your mind. I know you've been knocked down. You've been hurt. You've been crippled. You've been turned upside down. I know that you got down to nothing. I know folk talked about you. They laughed at you. I know that you've been in a dismal place. However, in spite of the list of negatives, that's not how your story ends. And so you've got to learn how to praise God for the positives of life. Because when you go back through all that list that I've just given, at least you're still standing. At least you came out of it alive. At least you still have a peace of mind. At least he's birthed vision within you. At least you lasted through it. At least you came out with a higher praise. And you don't look like what you've been through. At least you can still do your victory dance. At least God brought you through it. At least the Lord sustained you. And can anybody give God a praise? Because in spite of what you have been through, you know that it's working in your favor. As much as the bulk of the text focuses upon the rebellion of the children of Israel, I want to give special attention to verses 29 through 31, with the main interest being upon verse number 31, because Moses said to the folk, I know how things look on the surface, but you remember what the Lord promised. Moses said, the Lord admonished us not to be afraid, The Lord reminded us that he would be stepping in front of us. The Lord reminded us that he would be fighting for us. The Lord reminded us that he had fought for us back in Egypt and that he would be helping us with our new battles that we come upon. And so, my brothers and sisters, if we will open our ears and listen, God is often giving us gentle reminders of the promises that he has spoken towards us.
Amen.
In my last few minutes of tonight with you, I want to look at verse 31 because it captivates the essence of our theme and our sub-theme for tonight. Moses said several things, Sharon, that I need to lift out of the text to help somebody who may be going through at this particular juncture in your life. Here is the first thing I need for you to get out of verse number 31. First of all, Moses declared this: you saw, somebody say saw, how the Lord cared for you again and again. If you're going to get through whatever you're dealing with, you've got to get the first part of verse 31. He says, you saw how the Lord cared for you. In reality, Moses said to the children of Israel, I don't know why y'all starting to trip on God now. Because this is not the first rodeo with God. This is not the first time that God has been involved in the affairs of your life. This is not the first time that God has taken care of you. This is not the first time that God has worked a miracle. We don't have to take the word of anybody. We don't have to call anybody to the stand. Why? Because Moses said, we saw firsthand how much he loved us. We literally watched him carry us, and he did not just carry us one time, but God has carried us time and time again. In reality, Moses said to the children of Israel, this is not the first time that we have ran into obstacles. This is not the first time that we've had to deal with giants in our lives. This is not the first time that the Lord has made a way out of no way. This is not the first time that the Lord has nurtured us. This is not the first time that the Lord has cared for us. As a matter of fact, he's been doing it over and over and over and over again. Can somebody give him praise for just doing it over and over again? And so, since Moses was brave enough, Pastor Brinson, to ask the children of Israel, why were they tripping? I thought I'd be brave enough to ask y'all tonight, why y'all tripping on God at this juncture in your life?
Well,
you don't have to really like it. I'm going to ask the question because I believe that it awakens our attention. You know what the Lord has done for you. His track record speaks for itself. He didn't bring you this far to abandon you. You've seen his unwavering care in your life. You've been the recipient of God's grace. You've been the recipient of God's loving kindness. You've been the recipient of new mercies every day. You've been the recipient of divine protection. And so I'm just asking the question, why are you going to trip on God now? Moses said to the folk, his care is not something we read about in the book. His constant care is not something others have to tell us about. His care is not something we heard in a news flash. We experienced it firsthand. And every time we turn around, the Lord keeps on Listen.
Amen.
Somebody say every time.
Every time.
Every time we turn around. Listen, before we can get through thanking him, Lord, I was about to preach right there. For one blessing, he turns around and blesses us again.
Amen.
Before we can give him praise for one miracle, he turns around and works another miracle.
Amen.
How many of y'all know that this is not the first time that he showed up in the midst of your circumstances? And so you ought to be giving him praise for your past.
Hallelujah.
Y'all see, even if you don't do anything else, he's already done enough. Well, I wish I had a sanctified church that could open up your mouth and give God praise, not for what he's going to do, not for what he will do, but give him praise for what he's already done. Moses said, first of all, he said, you saw how he cared for you time and time again. The second point I want to lift from the text is found in that verse. He says, you have seen him show up in your wilderness place. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I praise God for showing up in my wilderness.
Amen.
My brothers and sisters, anytime you are in a wilderness place, it's not pretty.
Amen.
When you think of the wilderness, a pretty image does not come to mind. And so we have to be mindful that life can take you to a wilderness place.
Amen.
DJ, when I think of a wilderness, I think of a place of wasteland. Nothing productive usually happens in the wilderness. The wilderness is a barren place. It is a forsaken place. It is a place where only the fittest survive. And Moses said to the children of Israel, you survived the wilderness because the Lord showed up in your wilderness.
Amen.
Listen, you could have died of thirst. You could have died of starvation. You could have died of wild animals. Your enemies could have slipped in and destroyed you. You could have lost your life in this place. This place could have sealed your fate. However, you survived because you were never alone in the wilderness.
Amen.
And I need to remind a few of us before I transition into point number 3 that the Lord has been showing up in your wilderness. Listen, in your troubled place, he showed up. In your destitute place, he showed up. In your depressed place, your place of sickness, in your place of dismay and despair, in your place of hurt, your place of sorrow, in your lonely place, the Lord showed up.
Amen.
Oh God, I got happy right there. I said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that I didn't make it through the wilderness because of my ability to maneuver my way? No. Moses said, no, the wilderness would have killed you. But the God you serve showed up in your ugly place and turned things around for you. And how many of y'all can testify that you've been in some places, you've been in some predicaments, you've been in some circumstances that you thought were going to destroy you, but God showed up. Shouted when I wrap my mind around this part of the verse because it is a reminder to me that the Lord will show up in places where other people have not come. And so there are folk that will tell you, I'll be with you. You call me. You going through. Call my number. I'll be there. Just don't call them at the wrong hour. Just don't call them and need a favor. Just don't call them and be down to nothing. Listen, most folk don't mind you calling them when you're in your place of prosperity, but when you
right.
get in your wilderness,
They don't want to hear you.
you need to go in and make it up in your mind that if the Lord doesn't show up, that there are going to be many days that you're going to have to battle through it by yourself. But can somebody in this place give God a praise? Because no matter what you have gone through, there's never been a time when the Lord didn't show up.
Amen.
So simple. And the reason I'm keeping this simple is because I want you to preach it to somebody else. First of all, he shows up in your wilderness. Listen, he shows up in your wilderness, and that's how you survived. He shows up in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him. You've seen him. Somebody say, I've seen him.
I've seen him.
Listen, I'm glad my mother was a woman of faith, and early on in my life she taught me about God and taught me about the Word of God, but I've seen him for myself now. Years and years ago, I used to have to depend upon the older saints to tell me about God and his goodness. But can I tell you, after 53 years of walking and talking with them, after 53 years of dealing with them, after 53 years of having conversations with them, listen, you can't make me doubt him because I know too much about him. I don't need the testimony of anybody else. I can tell you what good things the Lord has done for me. And so when you see me praising God, I'm not praising him based upon what I heard or what I read. I'm praising him because time and time again I've seen the Lord. Time and time again the Lord showed up. Can I give y'all a third point?
Amen.
Not only, my brothers and sisters, has he cared for you time and time again and showed up in your wilderness, but Moses said, you've seen him act as a nurturing father. Hallelujah. This part of the text won't shout everybody.
Thank you, Lord.
But it will blow the minds of a few. Moses said to the people of God, you are in good hands.
Amen.
Your life is not in the hands of Pastor Wood. Life is not in the hands of your boss. Life is not in the hands of some insurance agent. Your life is not in the hands of some imposter. Your life is not in the hands of an insensitive father, not in the hands of someone who despises you. You're not in the hands of a father who loves you based upon conditions, but he loves you unconditionally. The Lord is not just kind to you when you're kind to him. He's good to you when you ugly to him.
Amen. Amen.
He's daddy even when you don't want him to be daddy. And so Moses said, can I paint a picture for y'all? The Lord did not just come to your wilderness place, and he's not just cared for you time and time again, but he shows you the love of a nurturing father. I'm an earthly father, and I've got two daughters, Brinson, and I'm the grandfather of one handsome grandson. And as a nurturing earthly father, when my two daughters are hurting, I hurt. When my children are going through, I'm going through.
Amen.
When my children have needs, don't fool yourself. No matter how settled I look, no matter how together I look, no matter how well to part I look, when my children are going through, I become concerned.
Amen.
I can't see them broken without responding. I can't see them going through stuff that's going to destroy them without opening my mouth. I can't stand idly by and watch them destroy themselves without intervening. Listen, they 25, 35, and so sometimes I have to go in the back door and I tell them I know it ain't my business in advance, but I'm going to say it anyhow.
Amen.
And I know they got the right to tell me to shut it down. I know they got the right to tell me, Daddy, I mean, you don't really know, because you up in age and, we got it figured out and all that kind of, I get it, but I'm going to still say what I'm going to say.
Amen.
Because I made sacrifices for them that they don't even know about.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
I have gone without to make sure that they have some
That's
stuff.
right. That's right.
Listen, I put some dreams on hold and didn't go on some trips and didn't purchase some stuff and didn't save some money because I was trying to make sure that as a loving father, their needs were met. And can I tell you something else? I get a pleasure out of seeing their needs met. You want to make me happy? Let me see my girl smiling. You want to bring me joy? Let me know that my girls are safe and protected and that my grandson is protected. And so Moses said to the children of Israel, if God has been that good to you,
all right.
I wish I had a
all right, all right.
If you understand that you are in the hands of a father who loves you, your spiritual father cares for you. I know you're going through some stuff and you got folk in your life that treat you like a dog and manipulate you and walk over you and talk down to you and degrade you and demean you, but that's not the kind of daddy that you got. You got a father who wants the best for you. You got a father who will continue to meet every one of your needs. And when you feel like you're broken beyond repair, he picks you up in his arms and he begins to carry you. Listen, he's not brought you this far to leave you. He's not brought you to this place to give up on you. He's not brought you to the wilderness to let you die. He's not brought you through hell and high waters to let you be destroyed. But he brought you so that he could bless you. He didn't bring you to this place to leave you in a place of open shame. He didn't bring you out of this place to let you be defeated. But the Father is watching over you, and somebody ought to give God praise.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
I'm on my way out. I'm on my way out. I said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that he's taking care of me over and over again? You mean to tell me that he showed up in my wilderness place? And you mean to tell me that I have been able to see him take care of me like a loving father? Can I tell y'all something, and I got to get you out of here? Can't nobody do you like the Lord.
Amen.
You see, you already know it. That's why I want to tell you again. Can't nobody bless you like him. Can't nobody keep you like him. Can't nobody heal you like him. Can't nobody rock you like him. Can't nobody mow you like him. Can't nobody shake you like him. Can't nobody bring you like him. Can't nobody deliver you like him. Can't nobody lift you up like him. Can't nobody redeem you like him. And you ought to give him praise because the only reason you're standing is because the Lord has carried you. So, y'all sit down for a moment. Just one more minute. One more. I said, wait a minute now. If the Lord is going to do all of that for me, then there ought to be at least one more witness who can testify to all that you're saying. And I want to close the message by declaring that the Lord didn't just start carrying you today. I want you to write this down. Isaiah 46, 3 and 4. I said if he had just started carrying me today, is there anywhere else in the Bible that will support this claim? I turn to Isaiah 46, 3 and 4. And it says, basically, listen to me, all you who are left in Israel. The Lord said, I created you and I cared for you even before you were born. So while you were still in your mother's womb, while you were still being formed, and while you were tossing and turning in the womb, I knew that you were on your way out of the womb. And so I wanted to go on and set things up for you.
Well,
And I wanted you to know that I won't just be with you while you're in the womb, but I'll be with you throughout the course of your lifetime. And that no matter what comes your way, I will keep on loving you. I will be there when you're in the crawling stage and you're not able to stand on your own feet. But you got to grab a hold to something in order to stand up.
yeah.
And then I'll be there when you're making your first baby steps.
Well,
And I'll be there when you're going through your adolescent years.
yeah.
And I'll be there during the early stages of adulthood. And then when you began to grow old and feeble,
Well,
when your hair began to get gray and your footsteps get a little shorter,
well,
you will discover that I will still be watching over you. I'll be your God when your hair has turned gray and when time has caused the whiteness to fill your head. He said, I made you. I care about you, and I will carry you along. I said, Lord, I want to thank you, because if you've been with me this long, that means I got a reason to give you praise. And so before you had enough insight to recognize it, the Lord said, I was there. I've been with you from the womb until now. You've not survived on your own. You've not survived because of how smart you've been. You've not survived because you kept it all together. But I've been by your side every step of the way. And can somebody give God praise because the Lord watched over you. The Lord's been carrying you. Tell a neighbor, say, neighbor, I've been in deep waters, but I did not drown, because the Lord has been by my side. The Lord has made a way for me, and I know all I've been through. I give God praise, because when I look back over my life, I can see God working time and time again. Can somebody give him praise? This is not the first time that God has been good to you. This is not the first time that the Lord made a way for you. But all of your days, the Lord, he's been right there. The Lord, he's been a fence all around you. When you couldn't carry yourself, the Lord picked you up. The Lord wrapped his arms around you. If there's anybody here who can give God praise and tell the Lord thank you for wrapping your arms all around me. When I was shedding tears, you wrapped your arms around me. When I was down and out, you wrapped your arms around me. When I couldn't see my way, you wrapped your arms around me. And I just want to tell you, thank you, Lord, for being so good to me. Thank you, Lord. reason I come to church and have to give God praise. When I look back over my life, all I can say is that He's been good to me. When you see me praising, when you see me shouting, when you see me lifting my hand, I'm just telling God, thank you, son. You've been good to me. Thank you, son. You made a way for me. Thank you, son. You protected me. Shout yeah. Shout yeah. Shout yeah. Come on. I want to talk to somebody who knows His name. DJ say it in one more minute. I want to talk to somebody who knows He didn't get to you.
All right.
I want to talk to somebody who's been through it.
Yes, sir.
But you came out shouting.
Yeah.
You came out praising. You came out rejoicing. I want to talk to somebody who can look back over your journey and give God praise. You never should have made it. You shouldn't have survived. You shouldn't have came through it. You should be smiling. You should be happy. You should have joy. You should have a dance. But look at you. God is good to you. Shout yeah. Come on, give Him the praise in this place.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
Come on, give Him a praise in this place.
Thank you, Lord.
Just check somebody and say, you've been carried.
You be carried.
You've been carried.
You be carried.
Yeah, the Lord kept us all
Man.
wrapped around you. You've been carried. That's how you made it. You didn't just show up here. The Lord
Right,
carried you.
that's right.
You didn't just make it through your storm. The Lord carried you. Sometimes you're going to have to press through the storm. You're going to have to press through your mess. You're going to have to press through sickness. You're going to have to press through attacks. You're going to have to press through the storm because God's got something waiting. We want to give an invitation tonight to persons who may not know the Lord. He's knocking on the door of your heart. He won't break in. But if you'll let Him come in, you'll never be the same. He will turn your life upside down and around. Maybe you were in the church, but for some reason you drifted. And you want to come home because you want to experience this care, this protection, this love that we talked about. Listen, even in revival, not only is the Lord healing, not only is the Lord lifting, but He's saving. Don't you put off today for tomorrow. This is your moment. This is your hour.